Hi, my name is Brian Docherty. This is a video about Sergeant Sam Buchan. Sergeant Buchan is a Police Scotland officer based in Fraserburgh in Aberdeenshire. This officer deliberately thwarted an investigation into paedophilia and attacked my family for reporting a paedophile. After I phoned to report a paedophile to Police Scotland, Buchan directed me to go to Peterhead Police Station on Friday the 8th of August 2014 at 7 p.m, telling me that he had, quotes, just the officers for the job. This turned out to be two young and, by their own admission, inexperienced officers. While I was speaking with these two young officers of his choosing, Buchan was speaking with Viscount Peterhead and his paedophile friend Alan Lowe at Fraserburgh Police Station. I discovered this later from Police Scotland professional standards, who threw the Viscount to the wolves with this information to me. I made my statement at Peterhead, but I was not given my statement to sign. The officers were polite if unable to grasp key points and literally needed me to draw them a diagram. The following day, on Saturday the 9th of August at around 6 p.m, Buchan came to our home on the Viscount's estate with PC Lamont. He refused to enter our home and spent the next half hour trying to dissuade my wife and I against taking our complaint further. He made no investigation. He was only interested in trying to persuade me and my wife to agree that a man who offered me money for access to my disabled son did not have to be a paedophile. PC Lamont said nothing and stood there with her head down. Buchan tried all manner of ridiculous reasons against what we had reported, apart from suggesting the obvious one, which is this man was clearly a paedophile. We later discovered that Alan Lowe had not even denied that he'd offered me £25,000 for my son. Lamont said later that Lowe had offered the money as a charitable donation. Charity, the Jimmy Savile excuse universally used by paedophiles. This is quite ludicrous given that we were not collecting for charity. When my wife and I would not be dissuaded by Buchan, who said he was in contact with Viscount Peterhead and Alan Lowe, he then asked me and my wife detailed questions about our family. He wanted our full names, our dates of birth, as well as our children's details. He wanted to know where I worked, my current employer, and my previous employment. Again, PC Lamont stood there with her head down, avoiding eye contact. When I asked Buchan for contact details of the local CID, he said that his inspector, Inspector Brown, would not be happy with this. Buchan then asked me bluntly, "What can I do to convince you there is nothing here?" The wife and I told him there was nothing he could do to convince us of that, as we knew there was something. Sergeant Buchan acted like a solicitor for Alan Lowe and Viscount Peterhead, and not a police officer trying to investigate the truth. PC Lamont wrote a concern report stating that my children were at risk from my neighbour, and then went off on annual leave for the next 2 weeks. Her report was altered by someone within the next week. Sergeant Buchan went off on annual leave the week after PC Lamont. The concern report was falsified and libelously altered to attack my family, but it was submitted in PC Lamont's name. Buchan sent this report to social services, attacking my family just as the Viscount had previously threatened. This is the sergeant who reported my family to social services because my wife and I reported a paedophile. This is the sergeant I was advised to report to the Police Criminal Complaints Division in Glasgow. Had Buchan been a principled Police Scotland officer or a decent man, many of the attacks against my family would not have happened. But he's a corrupt officer who covered up paedophilia and attacked a family for reporting a paedophile. Thanks for watching.